Hey YouTube, welcome to this tutorial. I'll be showing you how to make custom weapons in CSGO without using any paid software. This is all free. As you can see right now, I have the default knife for the counter-terrorist. This is actually a model off a knife I actually own. Mine's a little bit sharper than the one I have in the picture, so you can see there's a little bit of a lip. I could resize that if I want, but I'm fine with it for now. It's pretty easy. You'll need to download a few programs, but let's go ahead and get started. Alright, switching over to the desktop recorder now. Okay, hey guys, I'm going to show you actually how to go in and actually make your custom skins now. So you'll need a few programs. They're all free, so that's great. All links to them down below. Alright, first thing we're going to do is open up the actual texture. This tutorial assumes that you've already extracted them. If you have not extracted them yet, you'll need to do that. I'll have a link below on how to extract the textures. Alright, now you'll need to go to your large models folder. Small. Why did both of these say small? Okay, big models. If you want to find it, it's in C, Program Files, or Program Files 86. Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Counter-Strike, Go, Materials, Models, Weapons, and then V Models. V Models stands for View Models, which are the ones you see when you're viewing in first person. W Models is World Models. That is the model. Those are the models that you will see when you are looking at something in the world or on the ground. Okay, so we're going to take the rifle AK. You want the VTF version. Wait a few seconds, and here it is. Now we go ahead and click File and Export. We're going to export as a TGA to the desktop. I already have one here because I was trying to work on one. Save. Alright, now we open it up with Dog Waffle, the other program I had a link for. Click Open, and AK47.tga should be here. Oh, okay. Targa. Click that over here, and it will give you a better list. And where is it? Here we go. AK47. Replace. If you had something open already, it'll ask you to replace. All right. Now that we have it here, we can click File and Save, and we'll save it as a BMP file. This part is pretty fast. The thing I'm doing, it's a lot of steps, but it's pretty easy. All right, overwrite or save it as on the desktop. I'm overwriting because, like I said, I've already done this before. All right, now that we have our bitmap file, we can open it up in GIMP. This is the one I was working on before. This is my Deagle. I'll have a clip of this at the end if you really want to see it, or not. I'll just throw some montage or whatever. Okay. Now go ahead and open it up. Open up on the desktop AK47.bmp. Alright, and here's our AK disassembled in parts. So, I'm going to go ahead and color everything but the wooden parts a separate color. So I'm going to need a layer mask for that. Let's make a new layer. We'll call this layer Steel, because this will overwrite all the steel. To make a layer mask, you first need a selection, or you could do the selection from here, but it's a lot easier to do it this way. All right, so you can click on this layer if you want. I'd say zoom in and highlight everything that you don't want colored your base color. So you can take as much black in as you want. It shouldn't matter because the black will be made transparent. But to make multiple selections, it's pretty easy. Once you finish your first part, hold down Shift, and you should see a plus. From there, you can go ahead and select the next thing. You don't have to hold down Shift while you're doing this part. It will keep it. It'll keep selecting another part. You only hold down Shift while you're waiting to click the first point of your next selection. Alright. Okay, and I'll do those dark brown parts too. Alright, this part takes a little while, but it will save you a lot of time in the long run when trying to paint. Alright, and these last two parts I'll do as one big selection. This is probably like the most time consuming part will be the actual drawing. This is pretty quick. Might be a little bit longer if you want more different color segments. But basically every time you plan on having a different color, picture, or pattern, you want to have a separate mask. Alright, last part. This is the pistol grip. Move this up a little bit. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, now that we have all this selected, we can go on a new layer. We're going to call this one steel. That's what we're going to color it as steel. Alright, and now we need to make a mask layer. Click Add Layer Mask. It's right here. We'll do black for full transparency. And then we'll click black. And then we want to take out this part. So let's click delete. And hold on, I inverted it. Sorry. So basically, yours will look like this. And you have to click select, invert. And now it will highlight everything except for the everything except for the wooden parts. Then you click delete, and that means only the wooden parts are black. And let's test this out. And now you can see everything except the wooden parts got filled in for that. Alright, so let's get rid of that. This is our steel layer, so none of the wood will be covered up. I have this picture of a circuit board I'm going to use for my skin. Let's resize this a little bit. Use this middle part so we can actually be able to see the detail in on the gun. Scale. Alright, we'll use this other one on top. You want to be able to see this little middle crosshair so you can move it. Alright, make sure that's about the same size. Try to line it up as best we can. Scale. Alright. We lost the middle part. I forgot about that. Alright. Line up the best we can. Click scale. And there we go. It's a little bit blurry on the top, but let's see if we can. Okay. Move this one up. It's basically all is trying to make sure you get a clear picture without it being too blurry. It'll look blurry sometimes when you're scaling it because it hasn't fully rendered it, but yeah, that's good. It's going to get compressed anyway when it's put in the game, so not that great, but still pretty cool looking, I think. See, so the magazine in this part are probably going to get a little bit overlapped because you see it's not perfectly lined up, but no big deal. Alright, and for the wood, let's highlight here, click on the mask, and then click outside of the wood, and it will highlight the wood. Now we'll make another layer, same thing, transparency, and this will be called wood. We'll add a layer mask, just like last time. And we'll do black full transparency, and we'll press delete without inverting this time. Oh, it's still inverted. Okay. Sorry. Select. This time we actually are going to use invert again. Invert. Click, make sure the mask is still selected. Click. And now see we have two opposites. Now for this one, I am going to use a different picture. Let's see what I can find. We'll just use one of the built-in things. We're running out of time. Fill in. pattern. Let's use stone. See how this looks. Oops. Before you fill it in, make sure you click on your layer, not the mask. Stone. That gives us like a little pebble type texture thing. That's pretty cool. But if you remember from here, there are two parts of the wood that are darker, so let's try to keep that same theme going. Oops, let's move this here. You don't have to be exact. Alright, click this layer again. Let's make it visible so we can see. Colors, brightness, contrast. Move it down. Turn the contrast a little bit. Ooh, I like that color better than the other one now. Alright, let's make it super dark. Now I want to make those darker, so I'm going to invert the selection again and do the same thing. Bring up the contrast here. Just kind of like the way it looks. Ooh, that's much better. Alright, I'm getting sidetracked a little bit. And here's our AK. Looks just like a normal AK, right? Alright, so now that we have all this, we want to press Control A and do Edit, Copy Visible, make sure it copies everything, save our AK in GIMP format, and now we're going to need to open up Microsoft Paint. Believe it or not, we're using Paint just to save it in an uncompressed format. 248. Alright. Did our image get bigger? Let's see what size this is. Hold on, I just need to check something. Okay, no, it says 248. Okay, so that's the right size. Okay, just checking. Now that it is in Microsoft Paint, we're going to save it as a bitmap. Save as BMP. And here we go, ak.bitmap. Just save it on desktop. I already have one from my old thing. Save. Overwrite the old one. And now we are going back to Dog Waffle. File, open the AK. Okay. And the AK is really large. You don't need to see the whole thing. We're not editing in here. And we're going to save it as another TGA file. So I'm going to say AK47.2. Just so I'll have both my TGA files just in case I want to change something. Make sure 32-bit plus 24 alpha is on. And we're just about done. Let's put it back in the game files. Let's go ahead and click import. Where's AK47.2? Here we go. Loading it up. You can leave all these settings the same. I don't think they actually change anything. I had to check the file size because the pistols and knife are a lot smaller than the guns themselves, pixel-wise. Alright, give it a little while to load it up. And here's our gun. Alright, now we gotta save it back into the files. Save as. Alright, go back to the same folder you were in before with the large. Big models. And where is AK-47? I forget. Rifles, AK. And you have to have the same number of letters in the name. So basically you have to make it something that's not AK-47. But it has to have the same amount of letters. So let's do oh, I know. 1337. Hey. Alright, and you're not quite done yet. Now we gotta make this into the smaller version, so we have to image, scale image, make it 512 by 512, scale, do the same thing you did before, copy it into Paint. If you copy it into Paint right now, you have to do a new file. New file, paste, oh sorry. Remember what I said before? Copy visible, so you can get all of it. Now we have our smaller one. Save it as a bitmap. AK small. Go into here so we can convert it. Open. AK. Click here to sort the bitmaps, remember. AK small. Okay. Save it as an TGA. AK small at TGA. Done. Done. File. Import. Desktop. AK47 small.tga. Do all that. Wait a little bit. Done. File. I kind of wanted to have that compressed stuff up here. Maybe I'll make another one later on. Anyway, file. Save as. This is a small version, so we have to go into our small folder. Remember, the one with the W's. Small models, which is blah 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 models, weapons, W models. And it should be under RAK or something like that. W rifle AK. I'm calling this 1337 because it's funny. It's like 47 and elite and all that good stuff. Alright. Now that we have both of these saved, here comes the last part. Make sure the game's not running. If the game's running, it won't update this. Alright, so you open up Notepad++, which is the last thing on the list. And you want to open up this file. It's in Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Counter-Strike, CSGO, pack01_dir.vpk. VPK, I'm sorry. Make sure you have backup of that file before you do this, so basically just copy and paste it someplace else so you'll have a backup. I'll try to make a switching thing later on, so if you want a switching program so you can like switch between vanilla and custom CSGO, but I'll save that for another video. Alright, so now you want to look up is, first thing you want to look up is AK47, so AK47, find, alright. And now what we need to do is change it to this. We're not changing anything, sorry. We're copying this. Copy, file, and it should show it up here and say find all in current document. Here is where we need to look. You're looking for any line that has base textures in it, and we have to change the last part of that line. So click here, AK47, change it to whatever you name your file. In my case, 1337. And save it. Alright, next base textures is down here. AK47, change it to 1337. Save. And those are the only two base textures. If it's a gun that's for Cs and CTs, you might have two more things here with base textures in them. Just go ahead and change that too. Alright, now that it's saved, make sure it's saved. Let's go ahead and launch the game, and I'll see you guys back in a game in a few seconds. Bye. Alright, I'm playing offline with some bots. Let's see if we can get this, if we can buy the AK. To get full money, just do SV Cheats 1, and then Impulse 101, and then you can buy whatever you want. Let's see, AK-47. Ooh, this looks really nice. I like this. It's a little bit shiny, but I think it's because of how the lighting's working. But yeah, I mean, I know my game shows up stuff shinier than other things. I don't know how to change this. But yeah, the blue and the green mixed together looks really nice. I'm not sure if you can use this in competitive, because, not competitive, in any matchmaking modes, because they might have VAC security pick that up. But other than that, you can use it on custom servers or non-VAC secured servers. You might be able to use it in matchmaking, but I'm not sure if that would cause a ban. So I suggest you research into that. Yeah, so other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really love my new AK, and I'll see you all later. Bye. Change the picture here. Let's go. Now look at this. That is a nice deagle. I'm taking a picture. Although with the sun, it reflects and makes it silver again sometimes. So yeah, it looks a little bit too chrome. I'll have to look into reflections and stuff. So alright, yeah, enjoy. See you guys later. Bye.